Hello, everybody, and welcome inside of Cardinal Fieldhouse on the campus of Clinton High School in Clinton, Missouri. Championship of the MRVC West Inaugural Tournament set to come your way about 25 minutes or so. It'll be the Warrensburg Tigers undefeated at 6-0 and the Center Yellow Jackets at 4-0 in this game. So somebody's going to get their first L of the year. We've seen Center twice this week. We've seen Warrensburg a couple of times as well. And I was really looking forward to this contest before Cooper Berry went out with COVID. I guess he was a close contact. He doesn't actually have COVID. But he ended up having to get quarantined, and I was really looking forward to that matchup. It's going to be a taller matchup for Warrensburg tonight. Coach Nimmo usually has his team playing really well, and he'll have a game plan. He's been in the business 28 years. I know he'll have something up his sleeve for the game tonight. And it's going to take a tall task. We saw it last night. Harrisonville fought tooth and nail the entire game, came up just a little bit short, and we'll see if Warrensburg can answer the bell tonight against a tough Center Yellow Jacket team. We're just the sports announcers, and we may not know as much as the coaches sometimes and all of that good jazz, but in talking to several people, not coaches, but talking to a lot of people, I look at this conference right now as a three-team race, Gary. I mean, I think Harrisonville proved their worth last night against Center, and I think we've already know what Center's like, and Warrensburg undefeated. I think they're going to be a tough out as well, and it's going to be interesting to see if there's somebody in that bottom five for the MRVC that can step up and play spoiler to these top three, because right now it looks like these top three could possibly run away with the conference.
Yeah, and who knows? It can always come down to one of those catch games where, you're expected to win, and you just have a bad game, and that other team has that perfect game too. So, I think I do think that probably some of those five below the top three could have a capability of doing that. You've got to come with your A game, or you got to plan to come with your A game every time, though, because in sports with young men and women, as far as high school, everybody has a bad game. Sometimes a lot of people have a bad game, and you just never know what's going to happen. And you really don't have the depth normally in a high school. We saw it last night with Harrisonville. Really our depth was we were playing seven. Sometimes try to get in that eighth person, where Center was able to play eight pretty consistently, and even sometimes bring in that ninth person. So, in a game like last night, where it was pretty busy, I guess you might say, on the court, you're going to see the athleticism as well as the endurance that the teams have.
Well, and you talk about it. You talk about the five and then the other three at the top. I think something you're going to look at those other five is who's got a game changer, who's got a player that can step up and have a great game that can make things interesting. Honestly, I look at it, the first two teams that I think of are Clinton and Odessa. You have Boston Sanders from Odessa, who had 20-plus points in the game they were in earlier this week, really good player. And then you have Clinton, you had Cade Mantonia, who had almost 30 tonight, 28 in their game. So you got a couple of players that can score points. That can always be something that somebody could come out and try to be a spoiler as well. And, talking to some of the coaches, they know. Talking to Coach Messenger, he knows. He's like, we're young. He goes right now. He goes, you work on the fundamentals and getting better every day. And then he goes, and then the wins come after that. And that's exactly right. Those wins are going to start coming as they get better and better throughout the year. And they may have tough stretches at time. But that being said as well, you talk about it, they're all high school kids. You can't go in every game thinking, oh, man, we've already played them, we're going to roll them. Because if you do, as soon as you do, they're going to jump up, bite you, and then you're in a dogfight third and fourth quarter, and you start pressing a little bit.
Yeah, and you let them stay. You let one of those teams that are capable stay in the game. That gives them just that much more energy and confidence in themselves and their play, and that makes it a really tough go for them. I see a good game tonight, like you said. I really hate to see Barry out, but I know Coach Nemo is going to bring his A game as coaching and also have his players ready to be able to play tonight. And kind of, again, you're not going to be able to take this game and whoever wins this game and then compare it to the Harrisonville Center game last night, really, because then it really comes back to what we talked about is matchups. You know, you don't always match up the same with one as you do with the other. And so, but I got a chance to talk to the coach, center coach, a little bit earlier just to get his starters and stuff. He was very complimentary of Harrisonville's team, as Coach Langer was last night of the center team. So they've got a lot of respect for each other, and you know, and they're also humbled in the game that was played last night, and so looking forward to this game. Too bad we couldn't have 4 tonight. We only had 2, and really, when it comes down to it, both of these teams earned their way to this matchup. You know, I'd like to have seen Harrisonville here, but both of these teams won their games and were able to get here to the matchup. So this is the final game.
It is. And you know, here's what's crazy. When we always set our broadcast schedule before the season starts. Sometimes we like to get some games that we don't always see the conference matchups as much because we see those teams year in and year out, and all of our fans see those teams. So when we set our schedule this year, what we did was we set it early, and I had no idea at the time when I said it that Center and Warrensburg and Harrisonville were going to be those 3 at the top. And one bad part for the Wildcats, they got to travel to Center and to Warrensburg in the MRVC. But the good news is we'll have both of those games broadcast here on 4Ts, and we're looking forward to that as well. Those both come in February. Harrisonville's got a lot of non-conference games in January, including against Carthage. I know Gary's excited about that one to head down there. We also will have Webb City in Harrisonville, and several others as well throughout January and February. We'll see about the Stockton tournament if we can get down there, hopefully for championship night like we did last year as well. But nevertheless, we've got the finals of the MRVC West inaugural tournament. Center, Warrensburg for a championship here tonight in Clinton. Tip-off about 17 minutes. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back more on our pregame show after this. You're watching high school basketball on 4Ts broadcasting at YouTube and 4Ts.com.
There are a ton of choices for home appliances, but only one you need to know. That's Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center in Harrisonville. Today, it's more important than ever to support small business. Troby's prides themselves on American-made appliances, competitive prices, and unmatched service, from installation to service calls if any issue may arrive. Troby's is your hometown appliance center.
Next time you're in the market for a home appliance, think Troby's first on Plaza Drive right behind Hawthorne Bank.
You have many choices when you buy a used car. What do you want? A good deal? A quality vehicle? Outstanding service? At Holland's Auto Sales, you don't have to sacrifice for one of the others. You get all 3. The best part is Steve will be there for you because Holland Auto Sales has been Harrisonville's used car dealer for 36 years. So the next time you're in the market for a used car,
go where the Grammars go, Holland Auto Sales, and ask for Steve.
Sure, you could drive to the city and save a few dollars on tires, but why? Young's Tire and Wheel Center in Harrisonville is family-owned and operated, and their clients are like family. That, coupled with free flat tire repair on new tires for the life of the tire, means you'd be crazy to drive all over the place to save $1. Trust Young's. That's who 4Ts trust to get them safely to all Wildcat games, home or away. Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial in Harrisonville.
Competition between teammates makes for a stronger and better team. Lacey Domnick of Shelter Insurance and Cameron Chenoweth of American Family Insurance were both Wildcats on the field. Now they are competitors off the field. They know that you have many choices for insurance, so they're teaming up to offer free auto, home, and life insurance quotes. Call Lacey at 816-380-2700 or Cam at 816-380-3996 and get started on your new insurance quote today.
For a limited time, you pay what we pay going on at Max Motors dealerships. Shop 24 hours a day. Exclusive at Max Motors, you pay what we pay and not a penny more on any new Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC in stock. All invoices clearly displayed with the highest trade-in values in the Midwest.
Take your car shopping to the max.
Max Motors is your Kansas City dealer. MaxMotors.com. See dealer for details.
Sherwood Community Bank is the hometown bank with all the big bank perks. Internet banking, auto, home, boat, and farm loans. You can get it all at one of their 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville. Checking or savings account all you need? Don't worry. Sherwood Community Bank has you covered there as well. Stop going to the banks where you're just an account number. Go to Sherwood Community Bank where you're part of the family.
And tell them Braxton sent ya.
Community is important to Excalibur Contracting. Being a Harrisonville business for 14 years, they understand what it takes to be successful and make Harrisonville successful. If you need help with a remodel, grounds, athletic field maintenance, mowing, or landscape, Excalibur Contracting is who to call. Mike and Natalie Johnson with Excalibur are proud to back the Blue both on and off the field.
Stop going online and paying top dollar to make a t-shirt. Call Cindy at C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. She will walk you through the whole process and have you or your organization looking the best. It's no mistake that Fortis Broadcasting is always the best dressed crew around. We trust Cindy with all of our apparel on game day. Put a personal C Squared touch on your next order. Whether it's just 1 or 100, C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing can get it done. Check them out on Facebook or go see them on the Clinton Square.
All right, welcome back. 13 minutes or so before our opening tip-off in this one. Center in Warrensburg for the whole bag of marbles in the MRVC championship matchup here. Both teams coming into the game undefeated on the season, so somebody's going to take their first L of the year. Looking at the matchup on paper, you know, really, Gary, we've seen both of them twice this week. Without Barry, obviously, Warrensburg's going to be a little bit short-handed. So it's going to come down to how they can slow down Kieran Spiller for center. If you're Warrensburg, you got to slow him down. Cats did a good job of slowing him down most of the game last night. He got hot late third quarter, fourth quarter, ended up with 20 points. He's averaging 25 points a game for the tournament. So it's going to be a big task for Warrensburg to slow him down.
Yeah, but the Cats used a couple of different players most of the time with him. You know, they were playing a zone a lot of the time, at least down low. And so they were using that to kind of curtail him. It sounded like, you know, talking to the other broadcaster that does Warrensburg, that maybe they might try to use Nappy on him. Nothing at Nappy's a heck of a player. But it's going to be difficult for any player to individually take Spiller. I think he's going to have some backside help no matter what. And
I think you'll see a lot of that. I think what you're going to probably see, you're going to see Nappy on him head-to-head. Sean Long talked to him before the game, you were talking about it, and he thought Nappy would be the one on him. I really think it will maybe be Nappy, but you're going to have some Pitzenbarger on the backside to come around and try to help. That's what Harrisonville did so well last night, is you would have Atkinson on him, but then you'd have the backside help with Monty, and you saw in the fourth quarter when Monty went out, they were struggling on the backside help, and that's where Spiller got a lot of his points, and they built that 7-8 point lead because the guys that you brought in Minching and you brought in Murray, both cold into the game. Maybe they didn't see that on that, and they didn't plan on that very much, so they were in a situation where they were a little short-handed. So I'm with you. I think you're going to have to 100%. You're going to have help with Spiller. I don't think you can do it just one guy hands-on. You know, Stevenson was trouble for Clinton the other night, and he didn't do much for them last night against Harrisonville. So will he be a factor tonight with Barry out? So are they going to try to feed Stevenson? But the thing about center you saw last night, it doesn't matter because Spiller and Stevenson were slow in the first half, but Taylor and Smith picked up the slack for him in the first half of that one. Williams, he's your quiet 10 to 12 a game. He's going to hit the outside shot. You know, you go with those 5. Peeler does such a good job of distributing to those guys as well. He doesn't get the points, but he does a great job distributing. I mean, 1 through 6 or 7, all of those guys can beat you. And then you talk about Keon Spiller. He's came in off the bench and given good minutes both of those games as well.
And he's going to be starting tonight with his brother. And talking about Kieran Spiller, I mean, he only had 10 points through 3, and he ended up with 20. So half of his points that he scored last night came in that fourth quarter. And so just that goes right on to what you were saying a while ago as far as some of the things. Yeah, you're going to need, you know, and really Minching and Murray, you know, they came in, and I'm sure they were watching it, but I think I like Coach's analogy last night when he was talking about trying to hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. You know, you can talk about it all you like, but until you face that fastball a couple of times, you really don't understand. And, you know, center is that 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Well, and, you know, and to put it back, put it into basketball terms, if you remember back in the day, Mike Anderson was head coach at Mizzou. He was also at Arkansas. He learned from Nolan Richardson. They played 40 minutes of hell. That's what they called it. They'd fast break you, or they would press you all game long, try to get fast break points, and you thought you were never going to get through a game. And a lot of teams, to work on the press break, they would play 8-on-5 because that's what it felt like when they were out there pressing you. Same thing with center. When they are full court pressing you, it isn't like there's 5 guys out there. It's like there's 8. What people don't understand is they're so quick and so long. They get those arms in those passing lanes. They do a great job of just those little things. And here's a little shell shock. They were down 12-2. And you got to credit Langer, Coach Langer, for getting in there. He did a great job of adjusting. And Harrisonville took that first punch, that haymaker, and Harrisonville started landing some haymakers of their own. And it was a fun game because Harrisonville got back into it, and then those two teams just traded haymakers all night long.
Well, 2 minutes, 7 seconds into the game is when Langer called that timeout at 12-2. So that tells you they had 12 points of their 70 points in the first 2 minutes of the game. Coach Langer called the timeout, settled them down, made some adjustments, and from then on, it was even basketball, even a little bit to a certain extent up through the third quarter. It was even Harrisonville up. So, you know, the one thing that I see Warrensburg has to do tonight is they have to play good half-court basketball. They've got to wait for that good shot, slow things down as much as they can, because if they start missing shots, we know center's going to take the ball and run to the other court as fast as they can.
Harrisonville went on a 14-4 run after that, Gary. Tied it up at 16 apiece. Was tied up at 18 as well, and it was 20-18 center at the end of the first quarter. So you show they traded those haymakers back and forth. Harrisonville would get it tied. They took the lead.
24-22.
And then, you know, it went back and forth. So we will see how this game goes tonight. We got about 7 minutes or so. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more on your pregame show after this. 4Ts at the conference championship game.
When you plan a party, the last thing you want to do is worry about cooking and cleaning up that mess. Call the experts at Time for Seasoning Catering. Stephanie will help you plan and execute a brilliant menu for your celebration. Take the worry out of your event and let Stephanie wow your guests with a great menu that they'll be talking about for weeks. Whether a small get-together of friends or a big wedding, Stephanie will take care of you. Visit them online at timeforseasoning.com. That's THYME for seasoning.com to get her booked today. When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. Farmers Insurance agent Bradley Sainer can help you understand your options so you can be prepared for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Farmers agent Bradley Sainer at 816-974-8105 to find out how he can help you protect the things that matters most to you. That's Bradley Sainer at 816-974-8105.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
How nice would it be to get a check from someone and not have to worry about getting to the bank to put it in your account? At Hawthorne Bank, you can do exactly that.
Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and voila, the check has been deposited into your account. Not to mention, you can always manage your accounts and payments right in the app as well. Hawthorne Bank prides itself on being at the forefront of technology to always make your banking a breeze. Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive. We all have a checklist when it comes to getting car care. No matter what is on your list, convenience, knowledge, affordability, friendliness, Colby's Car Clinic has you covered. Convenience is being right here in Harrisonville and taking care of all car care problems. From an oil change to tires and everything in between, it's your only stop. Knowledge is covered with having an ASE certified master technician. Affordability means they will work with you to not break your budget. And friendliness greets you each time you walk in the door as they treat you like an old friend. Go see Colby and the gang right behind O'Reilly's in the Big Blue Building.
Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Held's Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need one roll of sod, a scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, they have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call at 816-540-2020 and set up a quote for new sod installation. Held's Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
When it comes to fast service and reasonable prices, Young's Auto Repair is the place. Whether it is a standard oil change, new brakes, or something major, William and Michelle with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you are back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pocket. Don't break the bank when it comes to your vehicle needs. Instead, come to the shop that keeps the cost in check and you rolling back down the highways. Young's Auto Repair, right across the street from Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial.
Hello and welcome back inside Cardinal Fieldhouse on the campus of Clinton High School, and it is MRVC championship time. The Warrensburg Tigers, the Center Yellow Jackets, for the inaugural championship of the MRVC West tournament. Should be a good one here tonight, even with the Warrensburg Tigers down a man in Cooper Berry. Let it be said, a big man at that, with averaging double figures in points. Really good player for the Tigers, and I guess better now to happen than later in the season. And that's the only thing you worry about. And that's the only thing, you know, I'm selfish a little bit. I want to make sure when Warrensburg, Center, Harrisonville all play each other, that all of their best players, all their players are full strength, because not only do the kids deserve that, the fans deserve it as well, because they're all 3 great programs.
Well, and that's the things. We've talked about it before, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it many, many times throughout the rest of the season, is the fact that really the youth are the ones, or the young men out here playing on the court are the ones that are losing when they don't get a play. And this is a lot of their senior years, obviously, and you want to see them make the best of their senior year, have as normal as they possibly can in what's been dealt with them during the last, almost now 9-10 months.
Absolutely. So we're a couple of minutes away from your tip-off. I'll run down starters for the Warrensburg Tigers first, and then I'll let Gary run down the starters for Center as he went and got those. It'll be Eli Nappy, Shelby Pitzenbarger, Jackson Nimmo, Brooks Baldwin, and Marcus Tart.
And for the Center Yellow Jackets, it is going to be London Taylor, Kieran Spiller and his brother Keon Spiller, and Roman Smith and Cortez Stevenson.
So Stevenson is going to start. Peeler not starting tonight, and the other Spiller is going to start. So we will see how that works out for Center.
And I think that's what they did last night. If I recall, I didn't have the starters in the right order last night, and so I didn't get it marked. But I think that this is the way they started last night against Harrisonville, because I know one of the initial starters in the first game when they played Clinton didn't start last night, and I'm pretty sure it was Jalen Peeler. I'm sorry.
So we are ready for basketball. We will maybe have another national anthem. I'm not real sure how that will work, but we will see. And we'll have the PA announcer. So we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be back with your opening tip after this. Center, Warrensburg coming your way in about 2 minutes. It's hard to find someone reliable to work on your small engines. Not anymore. Nathan and the crew at Land & Sand are your stop, from lawnmowers, personal watercraft, all the way to Can-Ams and razors. From tune-ups to race builds, they will make sure your toy is ready to play with the big boys. Call them at 816-738-1455 and set up an appointment today.
A strong lineup is always important no matter the sport. The same should go for your insurance company as well. At Stafford & Stafford Insurance, your auto, commercial, life, health, farm, and crop insurance is all under one roof. With a lineup like that, they are sure to have your team covered. Call the team that will line up with the best of them. Stafford & Stafford Insurance in Harrisonville, located on Commercial Street across from Holland's Auto Sale.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. And as always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
A strong lineup is always important no matter the sport. The same should go for your insurance company as well. At Stafford & Stafford Insurance, your auto, commercial, life, health, farm, and crop insurance is all under one roof. With a lineup like that, they are sure to have your team covered. Call the team that will line up with the best of them. Stafford & Stafford Insurance in Harrisonville, located on Commercial Street across from Holland's Auto Sale.
No matter the time of day, we could all use a Route 44 from Sonic. Good news, if you order in the Sonic app, you get happy hour all day. That means drinks are half price anytime on the Sonic app. Don't worry, it's still traditional happy hour from 2 to 4 every day at the Sonic of Harrisonville. So if you need to refuel with a drink, or maybe you need a snack, come see the gang at Sonic and fuel up.
A community always needs a group to help promote the small businesses in its town. Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce does this for Harrisonville. Chamber Golf Tournament, Log Cabin Festival, and monthly meetings. The Chamber events are plentiful and a great way for your business to be seen. Go to harrisonvillechamber.com or watch the weekly Chamber chat for more Chamber happenings.
All right, welcome back. We are ready for your opening tip-off set to come your way. Center will be the away team on the scoreboard. The home team will be the Tigers. We talked about the starters already, you know, kind of like what we were last night, Gary. We're like, talk's over, let's get it going.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been looking for this game last night and this for all week, and really had a good build-up. I mean,
Absolutely.
Granted, you know, Center's a great team, Warrensburg's a great team, so it's really had a good build-up all week long. Two top teams are here. Neither one of them have lost, so let's get it on.
It is time to rock and roll. Warrensburg getting announced by the PA announcer here as we get ready, and we talked about it. So I'm anxious to see, as we get the tip going, the matchups and see how Warrensburg's going to do. Something good that Warrensburg has going for them is Brooks Baldwin, their point guard. Very good with the ball, takes care of the ball well. And that's your first key against a center team, especially if they're going to press you early on in this one. So I'll be interested to see how this all plays out for both squads as we get ready for this one. So the final game of the week. We ended up losing 4 games this week, Gary, after all was said and done. Should have been 8 teams, 4 games, 2 on Tuesday, 2 on Monday. And then there ended up being 1 on Tuesday, and it was just a hot mess. So we're ready for some basketball here in Clinton. I almost said Harrisonville.
Well, and we wish the best for obviously those teams that have had to set out this week or had to, you know, including Harrisonville now, that they're able to get back. And we got the Christmas break up, so it'll give them some time to kind of get away from certain things, and so that way maybe they'll be able to come back. I know we're probably going to miss the first game in January, but ready for basketball.
So it'll be Nappy and Smith to jump it up at the midcourt stripe. Warrensburg going to go right to left, left to right will be center in their away blues. Warrensburg in their home whites, and we are set for basketball. Tipped to center, and they're going to start it off. Taylor going to bring it up for the Yellow Jackets. Off to Spiller. Kieran with it, goes right inside to Stevenson. Stevenson glassing good right off the bat as he goes against Tart, and it's 2-0 center. Baldwin going to bring it back the other way. Baldwin's got it out front. Set up his offense between the circles, guarded by Taylor. 7.5 to go in the first quarter. Pitzenbarger gets a little dribble drive. Glassing good Back the other way, 2-2 is the score. So Pitzenbarger ties the bag up, and it's 2-2 with 7:25 to go here, first quarter. Stevenson on the wing left side. Got it back over, tried to the right side wing, a little bit too heavy on that to Smith. Out of bounds, back to center, or back to Warrensburg with 7:16 to go here in the first. Nappy to pass it in for the Tigers. Looking to get it in. He's going to have to hurry here. Gets it in the backcourt for Baldwin. Baldwin going to be guarded by Taylor. Baldwin going to bring it across the timeline with 7:10 to go here, first quarter. Baldwin with it on the right side, goes top of the key with his dribble. He's going to dribble drive. Quick layup, no good. Tried that quick release. Rebound Stevenson ahead to Keon Spiller. Keon's got it. Going to skip it over to Taylor. Taylor long three, no. Rebound inside by Nappy. And they're going to call Nappy for a hold on Stevenson there. And it's going to be center ball underneath their own bucket.
You know, one thing we didn't talk about is really center had a tough game last night, and they're coming back within 24 hours having to get to that. So they're going to have a little bit of endurance issues as well.
So Keon gets it to Smith. Smith over to Stevenson in the corner left side. Left wing jumper, good from 17 for Stevenson. He's got all four, and it's 4-2. Back the other way we go with it. 6:35 to go, first quarter. Nemo's got it now on the wing left side. Starts his dribble, going to go to the top of the key with it. Back to the wing, no, he looks for a cutter now. Now going to need some help. Gets it off for Nappy on the wing left side. Nappy with it on the left side wing, going to skip it over in the right wing for Nemo. Nemo's got it out of the top, going to go back between the circles, set up his offense. Guarded out there by Keon. Get it off now for Nappy. Nappy out front. He's got it top of the key, trying to set up his offense. Hand off for Baldwin. Baldwin with it out front. 6:04 to go here. First quarter, 4-2. Center with the early lead. Now Baldwin kick it in the corner for Nappy. Nappy going to dribble, drive, spin, and going to travel with it. I'm starting to wonder if it's not the floor here, Gary, because we saw it 19 times, it felt like, in that Excelsior Clinton game. A kid will go to stop, and his pivot foot slides, and he gets a turnover for a travel. And that was another travel. There's a turnover for Warrensburg. Center going to bring it back up the other way. Taylor has it. They're going to go inside for Stevenson. He's going to work his way down on Munsterman. Munsterman's got the tall task of trying to guard him. Now ball underneath, picked up by Pitzenbarger, 4-2 the score. Pitzenbarger now to Baldwin. Baldwin ahead to Munsterman. Munsterman going to drive hard. No good, but he'll go to the free throw line for a pair. Good move on Smith there. They call that on Spiller, not Smith.
So Spiller and Nappy each have the fouls here, so that's one thing we're going to have to continue to watch.
5.5 to go here, first quarter. First free throw is good by Munsterman. Makes it a 4-3 contest. One more to go here. So 5:31 to go, 4-3 our score. Munsterman at the line for his second. It is up. It is short. Rebound by Warrensburg. Taylor with it. By center. And Taylor going to take it coast to coast. Glass no good. Rebound right to Stevenson on the tip. And Stevenson's got all 6 of center's points early on. Baldwin brings it back the other way. Has it outside. Skip it over to Nemo. Nemo into the corner now for Nappy. Nappy goes to the cutter. Pitzenbarger. Pitzenbarger on Smith now dropping in the corner for Nemo on the right side. Goes to the right ring with his dribble. Going to back it up now and going to hand it off for Baldwin between the circles. Baldwin's got it. Now going to go over to the wing on the left side, and Nemo called for the walk. So it'll be ball on the near side here for center. 6-3 the score. Center up by 3. All 6 points coming from Cortez Stevenson here in the first quarter. Smith has got it top of the key for the Yellow Jackets. Goes to Spiller. Spiller looking to go to the rim on Nappy. He's going to back Nappy down. 15-footer, no good. Rebound inside. Going to call over the back on Smith, and it goes back to Warrensburg. And you'll let Spiller shoot that shot. That was an off-balance 12-footer. You're going to let him take those all day long. So 4:35 to go here, first quarter, 6-3 the score. Center up by 3. Baldwin has it top of the key. Try to cut him off, good arms into the paint by center to knock it away. Back out front, it's Nemo with it with 4:22 to go here in the first quarter. Nimmo with it, going to hand off now for Nappy. Nappy's got it out front, guarded by Peeler. Going to back it between the circles, go over on the wing for Pitzenbarger. He's going to drive hard, and he's going to be fouled by Stevenson, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2. So 6-3 the score. Tart set to check back in for the Tigers. He'll come in after the first shot. Pitzenbarger at the line for 2. There is routine at the line. First free throw up and good. One more to go for Pitzenbarger. 6-4 the score. You know, we've talked about it all week, Gary. We talked about those guys that are role players. Pitzenbarger's one of those kids. He's a role player, but he does so well at his role. He can get you 15, 20 points in a flash of an eye because of all the stuff he does away from the ball and without the ball in his hands. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, and goes back the other way. 6-4 the score. Peeler across the timeline, gets it to Taylor. Back top of the key for Stevenson. Hands back now to Peeler with 4 minutes to go here first quarter. Peeler with it, going to dribble drive, kick it in the corner for Spiller on the left side. And that is Kieran Spiller gets it off to Stevenson. Stevenson's got it now back out front for Peeler. Back to Spiller. Into the corner now for Stevenson. Spin move, and they're going to call him for the travel. Tart got his body in the way, and Stevenson called for the travel. 6-4 the score with 3:42 to go here in the first quarter.
Substitution for Warrensburg, number 14, Jackson Nimmo.
And now center going to show some pressure here, but then they back it off after the ball is inbounded. And across the timeline they go with it with 3:32 to go here in the half. Get it in the corner for Nimmo, back to Baldwin. Inside he goes to Tart. Tart going to try to work his way in, and now he's going to have to back it back out and gets it to Nimmo. And 3 seconds called on Tart. I was wondering if they were going to start calling that. I'd seen him in there for a while. They do call the 3 seconds in the lane with 3:22 to go here first quarter. I will say this, first quarter, what I see out of both squads so far, a couple of things. Number one, center not explosive quickly. You can tell maybe a little bit of legs. They played late last night. And then the other thing I see is Warrensburg is playing it the way they want to play it, slowing things down. Underneath Stevenson, puts it up and no good. Gets his own rebound, but it's tipped away. Pitzenbarger comes up with it. 6-4, and Pitzenbarger brings it across the timeline for the Tigers here with 2:57 to go in the first quarter. Nappy has it way outside on the right side, goes between his circles, now goes to the right side wing for Baldwin with the pass. Baldwin's got it now. He's going to go free throw line for Nappy. Nappy going to spin, shoot, and it's blocked from him. Ball on the floor, picked up by Peeler. Peeler going to bring it ahead, throws it away, try to get it to Kieran Spiller on the near side, and it goes back the other way with 2:40 to go here first quarter. So both teams trade turnovers here after the block by on Nappy the other way. There we go, Baldwin with it between the circles, going to dribble over on the wing. Little give and go now off to Nimmo into the corner. Baldwin, he'll fire a quick 3, no. Rebound inside, fought for Spiller. Tries to save it, but he's out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Tigers with 2:21 to go here in the first quarter. So Stevenson going to check out here. 2:21 to go. First quarter of this one. 6-4 is our score. Baldwin set to pass it in. Baldwin going to get in the corner for Nimmo on the left side. Back to the wing now for Pitzenbarger. Pitzenbarger dribbles out of the left wing to the circles. Now off to Baldwin on the wing left side. Baldwin goes back top of the key now. Nappy looking for a cutter. They get it into Nimmo. Loses the handle, gets it back in the corner on the right side. Dribbles baseline, doesn't like what he sees. Backs it back up between the circles with the dribble. And 1:52 to go here, 1:57 to go here in the first quarter. Nimmo then dribble drives, no good. And it's a rebound by Kieran Spiller, and he's going to push it up the other way. Kieran gets it across the timeline. Kieran going to spin in the paint, put it up, no good. And it's going to be jump ball called, and it's going to go back to the Tigers. So with 1:43 to go first quarter, 6-4 our score. And Warrensburg to get the ball back.
And this is the 9th player that center is substituted in or played in the game in the first quarter.
Yeah, both Glenn and Vic in there now for center. And Vic tries to defend Nappy. Nappy goes right by him, make it 6-6, and it's tied up in this one. And Nappy has his first bucket of the ball game. And with 1:19 to go here in the first quarter, we're tied at 6-all. Now Williams going to drive in, back it back out, goes elbow, drops it off for Vic. Vic goes up, foul on the floor. They're going to call that one on Pitzenbarger.
Fouls on Warrensburg, number 3, Shelby Pitzenbarger, his first, team second. Checking in for the
Luke Othick checks in. So with 1:05 to go here in the first half, it's 6-6. Williams gets it on the left side wing for Center. He's going to back it up, guarded by Othick. Now going to take his way to the rack, drops it off for Vic. Good ball movement by Center, and it's 8-6 with the Vic bucket. 48 seconds to go here in the quarter. Baldwin wide open underneath Nimmo. Answers right back, and it's 8-8. And we're tied again after the Nimmo bucket. So 35 seconds to go here, first quarter. 8-8 is our score. And drive into the corner. 3 ball on the way by Williams, no good. Rebound by Nimmo. And Warrensburg going to have a shot at the last shot here of the quarter with 20 seconds to go in quarter number 1. 8-8 is our score. So Nimmo's going to get it off for Baldwin. Baldwin catches, guarded by Peeler with 10. Warrensburg going to back it up, try to run a play here with 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Baldwin going to drive, has it on the elbow. Underneath he goes, tipped away. We go to the end of the first. 8-8 our score. We'll be back after this.
A community always needs a group to help promote the small businesses in its town. Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce does this for Harrisonville. Chamber Golf Tournament, Log Cabin Festival, and monthly meetings. The Chamber events are plentiful and a great way for your business to be seen. Go to harrisonvillechamber.com or watch the weekly Chamber chat for more Chamber happenings.
All right, welcome back. It is 8-8 after 1. And you look at the first quarter of this game, couple of things I see early on. Warrensburg is playing the game they want to play. They're slowing it down. They are running a slow offense, slowing it down, trying to get open looks. Center looks a little bit lagging in their legs a little bit. They had a tough game last night. See if they get their legs under them as they start this second quarter here. So we will see. 8-8 after 1. 3 team fouls for Center, 2 team fouls for Warrensburg as we hit the second quarter. It'll be Center ball to start the second quarter. Scary part about Center, you just feel like they're at any given time they're ready to pop off 10, 12 points in a row real quickly. They have not shown those flashes in this first quarter. Now Taylor pulls up from 17, no good. A foul inside. Who are they going to call that one on? They're going to call that one on Stevenson. I believe that's 2 on him. So that'll be a turnover to Warrensburg. They're going to bring it up, tied at 8. Baldwin across the timeline, between the circles with it. Trying to set up some offense, goes over to Nappy on the wing. Cutter, Pitzenbarger, good for 2. What did we say in the first quarter? He's so good away from the ball. He shows it again there with the cut and gets the easy bucket on the cut. 10-8 the score, Center down by 2. They have not trailed very much in this tournament. A couple of times to Harrisonville. They're going to hand check foul there on Munsterman. So 10-8 the scores. Center trying to get the ball in here. They get into Spiller, inside to Stevenson. Stevenson kicks it in the corner for Taylor. He saves it from going out of bounds, picks it up. Now going to start his dribble here on the wing. They go underneath for Keon Spiller, who puts it in for 2, and we're knotted at 10 apiece. So Keon Spiller with 2. It's going to go back the other way. Baldwin with it between the circles, top of the key with his dribble, backs it up, trying to set up his offense and clear space out, get it over for Nimmo on the wing, right side to the top of the key he goes. Into the paint, give and go to Nimmo, easy two. And it's 12-10 after the Nimmo bucket. He's got 4, and they're up 12-10. And now back the other way, Spiller with his first bucket, and we're tied at 12. And it goes back the other way. And Pitzenbarger answers with a quick bucket as well. Pitzenbarger's got 7, and it is 14-12. We'll take a timeout as well.
Something that good teams always possess is the fact they got each other's back. Schroeder Chiropractor in Harrisonville has your back. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, you will feel right at home. And they have a warm, family-friendly waiting area. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in the Bright Futures and Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
(14-12) the score, 6:09 to go here first half. We talked about how explosive Center is offensively. Gary talked about it. They've got 12 points on the board here in this, as I have my score back.
Almost 2 minutes into the second quarter, and they had 12 in the first 2 minutes of the first quarter of the Harrisonville game last night.
So a little different look to the game right now. 14-12 the score, 6:09 to go here in the second quarter of action. Taylor to bring it up across the timeline. Spiller's going to dribble it in. He's got a lane to the bucket, puts it in for an easy 2. It's 14-14. And Spiller has another one. He's got 4 now. They go inside and try to get rid of it. And Munsterman comes up with it. He gets his pocket picked, and Taylor on the route to the basket. He's fouled by Munsterman. And Munsterman frustrated with himself here. He's probably going to have to take a seat with his second foul. Tart comes in for Munsterman. They get in the backcourt for Taylor. 14-14 your score, 5:35 to go here in the first half. They go elbow for Stevenson. He tries to go underneath. Ball knocked away by Tart. Back the other way it goes. Pitzenbarger going to go quick to the back bucket. No good. Rebound by Stevenson. They got numbers they're going to want to run with it. Spiller's got it. He's going to go inside. Put it up. No good. Rebound by Stevenson. No good. And he'll go to the free throw line for a pair with 5:18 to go here in the second quarter. 15 foul on the Tigers. Stevenson at the line at 4-2. The line here, going through his routine. Up and splashes the first one home, make it 15-14.
Checking in for center, number 13, Jalen Peeler.
Keon Spiller checks out. Peeler checks back in. Second free throw coming up from Stevenson with 5:18 to go here in the first half. It is up, it is down. And it is a 16-14 center lead now. And Warrensburg going to push it back the other way. They get it to Nappy, over to Baldwin, into the corner for Nimmo. Nimmo going to drive in, kick it back for Baldwin. Baldwin's going to go between the circles with it, guarded by Taylor. Over to Nimmo. Nimmo's got it on the wing, left side. They go into the left blocks for Tart. Tart back out for Nimmo. Nimmo spinning around for Pitzenbarger. Pitzenbarger skips it over now for Nappy. Nappy's got it right wing, right elbow. Nimmo jumper, no good. Rebound. They're going to call Spiller on a push off there. I think that's 2 on Spiller now as well. I'm not sure. Have Gary check that.
That is his second.
So Spiller's picked up his second. Spiller and Stevenson both in there with 2 fouls right now, 4:49. If I'm Warrensburg, I'm attacking right at those 2 right now. They get it in. Nappy wide open, cannot connect. Stevenson picks it up on the rebound, and it goes back the other way. Across the timeline with it is Spiller. Spiller's got it. He's going to dribble drive. Hand check foul. I think they're going to, that's 2 on Nappy now. So Nappy and Munsterman both with 2 fouls for Warrensburg here. And still quite a bit of ball game left here in the first half. You don't want to pick up a 3rd foul if you're either one of these sides. Peeler going to dribble drive, drops it off for Spiller. Spiller backs it back up in the corner. Looking to set up his offense, dribbles up to the wing on Nappy. And Nappy's kind of hamstrung here, can't really do much with it. And Spiller takes advantage of it, takes it all the way to the rack, and it's 18-14 center. Baldwin's got it between the circles with 4:14 to go here in the first half. They're going to go to Nimmo. He's got it on the elbow, right side, backs it up on the top of the key, hands off for Baldwin. Baldwin dribbles over the wing right side, guarded by Peeler. Baldwin backs it back up with 4 minutes to go now and sets up the offense here, goes top of the key for Nappy. Nappy guarded by Taylor. They're going to go inside to Tart. Tart backs his way down, puts it up and in for 2. Marcus Tart with a bucket, and it's 18-16. And they're going to have to get big minutes out of Tart and big points out of Tart if they want to stay in this game. Jumper by Spiller, no good. Rebound by Tart. And Tart gets it off to Nappy, and Nappy going to bring it across the timeline, cuts back door, and Spiller's going to pick it off and push it back the other way for center. He goes right to the rack, no good. And fouled by Baldwin. And
Warrensburg, number 10, Brooks Baldwin, his first, team 7.
Kieran Spiller to the free throw line for 2 here. 3:27 to go here, first quarter. First free throw, no good by Spiller. Has 1 more to go. Peeler and Vick check in. Sorry, I guess Peeler went from outside to inside. So Nickus checks in for Warrensburg, his first action of the ball game. Second free throw, no good. And that ball is tipped to Warrensburg. Nappy comes out of there with it. Ahead to Baldwin to Pitzenbarger with 3:20 to go in the first half. They get it off and a walk. Pitzenbarger, he didn't know what he quite wanted to do, and he kind of stopped, kind of went, and they're going to call him for the travel. Goes back the other way with 3:17 to go here. First half, 18-16 is our score. Taylor to Peeler, and Peeler going to bring it across the timeline with 3:13 to go in the half. Peeler's got it now to Taylor for 3. Wide open is Taylor. He knocks it down, 21-16. So Taylor's first bucket of the game is a big 3. Puts up center by 5 with 2:57 to go here in the half. Baldwin's got it, trying to set up the offense here. Dribbles towards the right side, goes wing. Top of the key for it, back to the wing for 3 for Baldwin. No good, gets his own rebound. He's going to dribble into the free throw line, back it up, and now kick it in the corner for Pitzenbarger. Pitzenbarger put that dribble down just quick enough, gets it skip pass into the corner for Nappy, back out for Nickus. Nickus spins it over now for Baldwin. Baldwin has it, back top of the key for Nappy. 2:25 to go here in the first half of play, a 5-point center lead. Nappy goes up front now for Baldwin. Baldwin's got it. Going to go to the wing on the right side. Back top of the key for Nappy. They're going to go inside to Tart. Tart on Williams. Can't get it to fall, but it'll go to the line for 2.
Fouls on center, number 10, Joseph Vick, his first, team 6.
We call that on Vick. So to the free throw line goes Tart for a pair. 21-16 our score, 2:10 to go here in the half. And Tart at the free throw line here. Both teams will be in the bonus from here on out in the first half. Second period, 2:10 to go. Free throw for Tart is up and no good. Has 1 more to go here.
Checking in for center, number 2, Chris Glenn. And for Warrensburg,
So Glenn checks in to give Kieran Spiller a breather.
You know, this is kind of the danger zone you kind of talk about. That's a 5-point. If they don't make this and they get a fast break, get 2 or 3, you're looking at 7 or 8 points a lead.
And they're going to call a lane violation. They're going to call that one on, I believe they're going to call that on Vic. Oh, they called. think they called it a lane violation, not a foul there. That free throw no good, and there's 3 misses in a row, and Center going to come back the other way. Gary talked about it. They can make a 3 here. It's an 8-point game all of a sudden, and they quietly have pushed it to 8 as they have it the other way. Glenn going to fire a jumper, blocked and picked up by Pitzenbarger of Warrensburg. He gets it to Baldwin, and across the timeline they go. 1:45 to go here. Into the corner they go for Nappy from Nimmo. He's got it in the left corner, and a foul called on the cut here. See who they call it on.
I think it's on 13.
So they're going to call that on Peeler. And it'll be a 1-and-1 for Pitzenbarger. So Pitzenbarger at the line, 21-16 is the score. Front end of a 1-and-1 here for Shelby. It is up and got it to go. 1 more to go for him. Makes it 21-17. They were just 2 for 7 from the line before that free throw. And he misses that one, so just 3 for 8. And then Vic and Stevenson were both going for that one, and Vic was out of bounds.
Both had their hands on it.
4-point game, and Warrensburg gets the ball. So Pitzenbarger quickly to the bucket, but can't connect as it was partially blocked. Peeler goes back the other way, no good. He'll go to the free throw line. Are they going to call that on Nappy? And
Yep.
they do. That's 3 on him with 1:34 to go here in this first half. And Munsterman going to have to come in for him, and Munsterman's got 2 fouls. So Warrensburg getting a little foul trouble here in the first half. 21-17 the score. Peeler at the line for 2. First one up and no good. Front of the rim. 1 more to go here. 4-point game with 1:34 to go. You know, that's one of the weird things about COVID is how quiet it gets in a gym because nobody here. So it is a little quiet up here. So got to get a little quiet as he's going to shoot. Peeler at the line. His second one good. Knocks that one down, and it's 22-17. And quickly a foul. And that'll be a 1-and-1 down the other way. So they call that on Glenn, and it's a 1-and-1 situation. Baldwin is going to have a 1-and-1. So Baldwin at the line here, 22-17 with 1:32 to go. First half of play. Free throw good by Baldwin. He'll have 1 more to go. 22-18 the score. 1:32 to go. 1-8. 22-18. The second free throw is missed. And Keon Spiller going to push it the other way. He goes in, gets it stripped away from him, picked up by Tart. Tart to Baldwin, and back the other way they go. 22-18 the score. Baldwin up and under for 2, and it's 22-20. Back to a 2-point game. Warrensburg hanging around here in the first half of this one, keeping it low scoring. They want to play in the high 50s if they can, and it's played into their hands in this one so far. The give and go to Stevenson. Glass no good. Rebound gets it own rebound no good. There's a scrum for it, picked up by Baldwin. Baldwin going to push it, drop it off for Pitzenbarger. He goes up strong. He is fouled by Taylor, and he'll go to the free throw line for a pair. So 22-20 the score, 48.8 seconds to go here in this first half of play. So Pitzenbarger to the line. First one is up and good. Make it. He's 3 for 5 now. And it's 22-21. And a chance to tie it up after this free throw here with 48.8 seconds to go in this one. It's first half. Second one good. And we're knotted at 22 apiece. Little run by center, answered by Warrensburg, and it's 22 all. Get it inside. try to drop it off, and it's picked up by Taylor. Taylor tried to force that one inside, and a jump ball called.
Goes to Warrensburg.
It was a scrappy play by Munsterman in there. He went diving in there. It was like, I'm going to try to get this ball back, and now Munsterman to pass it in there. So Warrensburg get it in to Baldwin, back to Munsterman. Munsterman's got it in the backcourt, hands back to Baldwin. And Warrensburg, a chance if they take one last shot here to go into the locker room with the lead. We're tied at 8 after 1. We're tied at 22 here in the second. And Warrensburg going to try for the last shot here, guarded by Taylor. And a 5-second call.
Oh.
No, timeout called by Coach Nimmo. He thought the 5-second was coming, so he called the timeout quickly with 13.8 seconds to go. We'll take a quick timeout as well. When you're searching for insurance, it's good to be able to call an agent in your town that can protect you. So if you're looking for auto, life, renters, boat, ATV, or any other weekend toy to be covered, call CPSK Insurance, an auto owner's affiliate. Call and talk to one of the local agents, Summer, Randy, Amanda, or Chandra, located right off I-49 and 291 in Harrisonville at the Millwalk Mall. They can give you a quote and get you covered quickly and easily. If your business needs covered, they can help you out there as well. Call them today at 816-380-3800 or visit them online at cpskinsurance.com. Let the local agents go to work for you. All right, 13.8 seconds to go in this first half of play. 22-22 the score. Warrensburg looking to go into the locker room with the advantage. Trailed by 5 for most of the second quarter. Have pulled it back even, and now a chance to go into the locker room with the lead. They got it out front. Spin it over for Nimmo. Nimmo's going to drive. Elbow jumper good by Nimmo. And back the other way. No good. Nimmo's bucket makes it 24-22 Warrensburg. We will be back after this.
One of Harrisonville's oldest and its most reliable realtors, American Heritage Realtors. With almost 40 years of experience, they will take all the stress out of buying and selling a home. Add in being the #1 seller of properties on Zillow, and American Heritage should be the only call you make when you're ready to buy or sell your home. Experience, reliability, and results. That's American Heritage Realtors, next to Sonic on South Commercial Street.
Inside the Train testing facility, our heating and cooling products go through endless torture tests. We drop them, slam them against a wall, shake them, and then expect them to run without an extra decibel in our anechoic sound chamber. We test so it runs.
On Heating and Cooling is your local Train dealer. They've been serving Harrisonville and the surrounding communities for over 50 years. If you need service, repair, or replacement of your heat pump, furnace, air conditioner, or indoor air quality equipment, give Hahn a call at 816-380-5659, just like the Wildcats.
It's hard to stop a train.
One of Harrisonville's oldest and its most reliable realtors, American Heritage Realtors. With almost 40 years of experience, they will take all the stress out of buying and selling a home. Add in being the #1 seller of properties on Zillow, and American Heritage should be the only call you make when you're ready to buy or sell your home. Experience, reliability, and results. That's American Heritage Realtors, next to Sonic on South Commercial Street.
There are a ton of choices for home appliances, but only one you need to know. That's Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center in Harrisonville. Today, it's more important than ever to support small business. Troby's prides themselves on American-made appliances, competitive prices, and unmatched service, from installation to service calls if any issue may arrive. Troby's is your hometown appliance center.
Next time you're in the market for a home appliance, think Troby's first on Plaza Drive right behind Hawthorne Bank.
You have many choices when you buy a used car. What do you want? A good deal? A quality vehicle? Outstanding service? At Holland's Auto Sales, you don't have to sacrifice for one of the others. You get all three. The best part is Steve will be there for you because Holland Auto Sales has been Harrisonville's used car dealer for 36 years. So the next time you're in the market for a used car,
go where the Grammars go, Holland Auto Sales, and ask for Steve.
All right, welcome back. Halftime here from Clinton in the championship game, and the Warrensburg Tigers lead it 24-22 over to the center Yellow Jackets. It's been a back and forth first half of play. We've had 5 ties in this first half. No lead changes, but the 5 ties, and Warrensburg leads it 24-22 at the half. It was 8-8 after one. Warrensburg outscores center 16-14 in the second to lead it 24-22, and Gary will join us with some halftime stats on the point side.
Individual scoring for center. Leading scorer is Cortez Stevenson. He had 6 in the first and then 2 in the second to take him up to 8. Then Kieran Spiller had all 6 of his points in the second. Rest of the scoring is London Taylor with 3, Jalen Peeler with 1, Joseph Vick with 2, and Keon Spiller with 2 to round out the scoring for center at 22 points. And for Warrensburg, leading scorer is Shelby Pitzenberger, 3 in the first and 7 in the second to lead him with 10. Then Jackson Nemo has 6, 2 in the first and then 4 in the second. Remaining scoring for Warrensburg, 2 for Eli Nappy, 3 for Brooks Baldwin, 1 for Zach Munsterman, and 2 for Marcus Tart to round out the scoring for Warrensburg at 24. Again, Warrensburg ahead of center 24-22 at halftime. Really, you've got it. We're going to look at a few fouls for each team. And Eli Nappy is in trouble. He's got 3 in the first half. And then Zach Munsterman has 2 for Warrensburg. For center, Kieran Spiller has 2. Cortez Stevenson had 2. He started off in the first quarter with 2, and he hasn't had any since. And everybody else for both teams has 1 or none. They had a total of 9 fouls. Center had a total of 9 fouls in the first, and Warrensburg had a total of 8, both in the bonus.
You know, our counterparts over on the other side, Prepcast is here, and Mr. Long said it before. He said they're going to have to try to slow it down, and they're going to be in this game, and we didn't know if they would be able to slow down center, and they have done it so far. Center scored 103 points on Tuesday. They scored 70 last night, averaging 80-plus points a game in the first 2 games, and they have 22 for the entire game here, and they led it 20-18 at halftime at the end of the first quarter against Harrisonville.
Yeah, last night center had 34 first-half points, and a couple of nights before that against Clinton they had 55, and they have 22. So that tells you the defense that Warrensburg is playing. They're playing good defense. You know, one thing you and I talked about at one of the breaks, I don't know if it was between the first and second or another break we had, was however we don't see center pressing quite as much as they did against Harrisonville last night. Don't know what the reason could be, is they maybe felt like that they were better off not pressing until half court. And part of it could be, and I'm not taking anything away from Warrensburg when I say this, but they came off a pretty stiff game last night, center did, and they've got some endurance, I'm sure, questions today as far as, do they want to save something for the second half? And that may be what they're wanting to do. We'll see if they come out and press a little bit more and make Warrensburg earn that half-court slot.
And, it's been one of those things. It's been a good game.
It has been.
It's been a slow-down game. It's just the opposite of the good game we saw last night. Last night was up and down, back and forth, up and down, and tonight is slow down, and it's playing into Warrensburg's favor so far.
Yeah,
we'll see what kind of adjustments both teams make at halftime.
Yeah, and 2 great teams. And I do see, adjustments made by Nemo and Wooten for both squads, because now that they've seen a half, they've got a few minutes to talk about it. I do see them making some adjustments like happened last night, with when Wooten made some adjustments and Coach Langer made some adjustments as well to try to counteract some of the things that the other team was doing. And so I don't know anything about Wooten. Obviously, he's a good coach and got a good team here. And we know a lot about Nemo because he's been doing it for a long time, and he's a great coach. So I expect some change. But the one thing I don't see changing is I don't see if they can help at Warrensburg changing of trying to keep it slow.
Well, the one thing I see about Warrensburg is this. they're going to have to stay out of foul trouble with their guards, because the guards get in foul trouble. It's going to be tough sledding for them with in their best defender, and Nappy having 3 fouls. He picks up a quick 4th foul. They're slim on that, and that's when center could make a run. So we'll see what happens. We got 16 minutes of basketball left to be played. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with second half after this. 24-24, 24-22. Warrensburg leads at the half.
Sure, you could drive to the city and save a few dollars on tires, but why? Young's Tire and Wheel Center in Harrisonville is family owned and operated, and their clients are like family. That, coupled with free flat tire repair on new tires for the life of the tire, means you'd be crazy to drive all over the place to save $1. Trust Young's. That's who Fortis trusts to get them safely to all Wildcat games, home or away. Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial in Harrisonville. Sherwood Community Bank is the hometown bank with all the big bank perks. Internet banking, auto, home, boat, and farm loans. You can get it all at one of their 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville. Checking or savings account all you need? Don't worry. Sherwood Community Bank has you covered there as well. Stop going to the banks where you're just an account number. Go to Sherwood Community Bank, where you're part of the family.
And tell them Braxton sent ya.
All right, we're set for second half action. Warrensburg leads by a deuce. As we get to the second half, it'll be Spiller, Stevenson, Peeler, Smith, Taylor for center. It'll be Nimmo, Baldwin, Pitzenbarger, Nappy, and Tart for Warrensburg. It'll be center ball to start. Center in the blues. Warrensburg in the whites. Second half action, right to left, center, left to right will be Warrensburg. 7:50 to go here in the third quarter. Taylor to Stevenson, over to Peeler. Peeler's got it on the left side wing, dribbles in, now goes to Smith. Smith back out front for Peeler. Kieran gonna drive in, drop off underneath. Bucket is good, make it 24-24 as Smith knocks it in for 2. Goes back the other way, and we're tied at 24. Baldwin with it for Warrensburg between the circles, set up his offense here with 7:20 to go in the half, and Baldwin going to dribble drive into the corner now, kicks it to Nappy. Nappy out of the corner now, going to dribble the baseline, doesn't like what he sees. They go into Tart. Tart on Stevenson. And that was a good defensive play by Stevenson right there. I don't know how on earth you blow a whistle on that.
No, he didn't even leave his feet. He had his hand up, and it was almost straight up, other than his wrist.
And he's got right. Like I said, he's got every right to be frustrated on that one. That was just a good defensive basketball play. You just hold the whistle on one like that. Free throw is no good by Tart, and you got one more to go. Tart 0 for 4 from the free throw line. So Keon Spiller checks in for Stevenson here with 7:11 to go in the third, as Stevenson had picked up his third foul. Free throw up and drops that one home. So he knocks down his second, and it's 25-24.
Well, that line kind of messes you up.
It
down
does,
there.
and I'm sorry, those are ticky-tack calls. Like, you can't hardly tell that, and that happens all the time. There was no press. I would have understood if there was press on. They were just passing the ball in right there. Nevertheless, Warrensburg ball, 25-24. I get so frustrated when stuff like that happens. You don't want to break up a big game by random silly calls. Get the ball outside, spinner by Nappy. Nappy puts it up, no good.
Over the back.
Kieran Spiller with the rebound, and he's going to push it back the other way. And this one goes out of bounds. Off a center. Goes back the other way. That very possibly could have been, but it just the last 30 seconds have not been a good 30 seconds for the Stripes. 25-24 the score, 6:35 to go here, third quarter. Baldwin going to drive, kicks in the corner for Nappy. Nappy looking for Pitzenbarger on the cut. He has him blocked away by Smith. Smith picks it up and goes back the other way. Gets it off for Peeler. Peeler across the timeline with 6:20. Peeler drives to the bucket for two, and it's 26-25. We have our first lead change of the ball game. Goes back the other way. Peeler's got three now. And Baldwin's going to dribble, drive, kicks off again, this time for Nimmo on the wing right side. Pitzenbarger's got it back to Baldwin. Baldwin had room. If he would have went a little bit quicker there, he would have had an easy shot to the bucket. Into the corner they go. Nimmo, no good. Rebound taken away by Nappy from Spiller, and it's 27-26. Heads up play by Nappy there, and it goes back the other way, and Nappy's got four. So 5:40 to go here, third quarter, 27-26 the score. Peeler gets it off now for Keon. Keon drives, and he puts in for two. 28-27. Business is picking up here in the third quarter. Keon has four. 28-27 center with 5:20 to go here in this third quarter. Nappy has it out of the corner, right side, all the way to the top of the key with his dribble, guarded by Keon Spiller. Over on the wing now is Baldwin, guarded by Taylor, top of the key, Nimmo. Nimmo's going to try to drive in, doesn't like what he sees, backs it back up and hands it off for Baldwin, who's out at the volleyball line on the left side. Goes between the circles and into the corner now for Pitzenbarger on the right side. Pitzenbarger guarded by Peeler, goes out inside now for Nappy. Nappy tries to spin on Spiller, loses Spiller, puts it in for two, and it's 29-28. Back and forth we go, trading blows in this third quarter. Hand check foul going to be called on Pitzenbarger. I think it's two on him, right?
Yeah, that's two.
So 29-28, Warrensburg with the lead. Tart checks out, and Munsterman checks in for him. So Spiller going to dribble, drive, goes up strong, and one for Spiller. Kieran Spiller for two, and it's 30-29.
That's Munsterman's third foul.
So Munsterman has three and Nappy have three. Either one of those get a fourth. And there's still 4.5 to go in the third quarter of this one. Free throw is good by Spiller. And it's 31-29. Back the other way we come with it. We've had 5 straight lead changes in this one. Baldwin has it outside on the wing, trying to direct traffic. Backs it up, guarded by Spiller. And now Spiller leaves his post, and a layup attempt. Nimmo with the rebound. Back to Baldwin. Glass and good. Baldwin. And it's 32-31. Another lead change as these two teams are trading haymakers here in the third quarter. Baldwin with the bank. Somebody forgot to tell him the bank's closed at 5:30 because he put that one in a late deposit. Keon Spiller, travel called. And it goes back the other way, 32-31. So 3:55 to go here, third quarter, 32-31 is our score. Baldwin to bring it up for the Tigers with a 1-point lead in the basketball. Get it off for Nappy. He's got it on the wing. Right side looks for the cutter. Now going to dribble it into the paint. Spins up and under. They're going to call him for the travel. And it goes back to the other side. Smith to pass it in here. It goes back the other way. Across the timeline they go with it. They get it off for Spiller. Spiller has it on the wing. Backing down Nimmo. Now he gets double team. Kick it for Taylor. 3-ball, no good. Rebound Pitzenbarger. And he's going to get it off for Baldwin, and they're going to push it up with a 1-point lead. Baldwin into the paint. Backs it into the corner now on the left side. Back up front for Nimmo. Nimmo to the cutter. Wide open Nappy. He's got 6 in the third, and it's 34-31. Warrensburg opens up its largest lead of the ball game. 2:53 to go here in the third. 34-31 the score. Center drops it down for Taylor up front for Smith. Smith on Pitzenbarger, back to Keon. Keon Spiller with it. He's going to dribble drive, put it up, and got it and one. They're going to call that on Zach Munsterman.
That's
That'll be
his fourth.
Oh, they're going to say it was on the floor. I don't know how that'll work if they're going to let him shoot because he made the basket.
We got timeout on the court, timeout center. It is a
So we got a timeout, 34-33 the score, 2:36 to go. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Community is important to Excalibur Contracting. Being a Harrisonville business for 14 years, they understand what it takes to be successful and make Harrisonville successful. If you need help with a remodel, grounds, athletic field maintenance, mowing, or landscape, Excalibur Contracting is who to call. Mike and Natalie Johnson with Excalibur are proud to back the blue both on and off the field.
I don't know.
So,
sorry.
We were talking. We don't know what if they called. Did the shot go in or not? Because they didn't initially show. They showed the block and the ball went in.
He was showing it. I was on the court.
But when
on
the
floor.
official came up, it looked like he didn't show that it was a made basket. So we'll find out if it's one shot. Then obviously the basket does count.
Well, they've got it on the board. It was good.
Okay, so it is 34-33. Keon Spiller with his second bucket of the half, and it's a 1-point game. Chance to tie it up with a free throw here. So a little bit of confusion there. Free throw no good. Tart with the rebound to Baldwin, and it comes back for Warrensburg with a 1-point lead. 2:30 to go, third quarter. 34-33 the score. Nappy has it, looks back door with it now, going to get it into Tart. Tart goes up strong, got it to go. He's had a solid game for Warrensburg here, and it's 36-33 as they come back the other way. Get it off on the wing for Spiller. He goes underneath for Stevenson, and Stevenson walks. And he's been frustrated tonight. You could tell watching Stevenson, he just kind of sinks his head a little bit there. Just got to put it out of your mind and not to keep attacking if you're center here. Down 36-33 with 1:50 to go here in the third. Looking back door. Now Warrensburg has it out front. Get it off on the wing for Baldwin. Baldwin goes top of the key between the circles with his dribble. Over to Nimmo on the wing left side. He dribbles into the left corner, goes into the left blocks for Tart. Going to call Stevenson for a foul.
That's his fourth.
So it's 36-33. So Stevenson's got four center. Munsterman's got four for Warrensburg. Vic checks into the ball game here. Baldwin set to pass it in. Trying to get the ball in here is Warrensburg. They get it into Nappy underneath. He goes to Nimmo. Nimmo in the lane, floater, no good. Pitzenbarger puts it back and in. Largest lead of the night, 38-33. Warrensburg by 5. That is their largest lead. And it goes back the other way, 38-33. Get it off on Peeler underneath for Vic. Vic goes up, no. Rebound by Keon, but it's out of his hands and goes to Nimmo. Nimmo to Baldwin. Baldwin going to push it up for Warrensburg with a 5-point lead and 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Now Baldwin, floater is good, and it's 40-33. All of a sudden, Center trails by 7 after the Baldwin bucket. And a turnover by Center. And Center just struggling to get a coherent couple of series together here. They're just a little bit frustrated with 50 seconds to go in this third quarter. Warrensburg with a 7-point advantage. Go to Nappy at the free throw line. Nappy's got it. He's going to try to dribble drive. Looks inside, and that is blocked away by Vic. Picked up by Spiller. And Kieran Spiller's going to take it coast to coast. Glasson good for 2. And 40-35 the score as Spiller goes coast to coast. So back to a 5-point game with 20 seconds to go. If you're Center, you got to get a stop here. You don't want them to go to up 7 going to the fourth. You want to leave it at 5.
And they get the ball, too.
So they get it off on the wing for Nimmo. Top of the key, spin it around. Underneath they go. That one was a wild shot. Now Center got to have to hurry here. And he didn't know how much time he could have pulled up for a 3 there. So 40-35 your score after 3. We'll take a timeout.
Stop going online and paying top dollar to make a t-shirt. Call Cindy at C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing. She will walk you through the whole process and have you or your organization looking the best. It's no mistake that Fortis Broadcasting is always the best dressed crew around. We trust Cindy with all of our apparel on game day. Put a personal C Squared touch on your next order. Whether it's just 1 or 100, C Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing can get it done. Check them out on Facebook or go see them on the Clinton Square.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action set to come your way. We're in Clinton, Missouri for the championship game of the inaugural MRVC West tournament. And your score after 3, Warrensburg up 40-35. I think a lot of people thought this might be a different contest tonight with Cooper Berry out for the Tigers, but the Tigers showing that they have more than Cooper Berry and showing that they've got a formidable team this season. It is 40-35. Warrensburg with the lead after 3. We're going to find out what's left in the gas tank for Center here tonight after a tough contest against Harrisonville last night. Warrensburg, I'm not going to say they were in cruise control, but they didn't have as quite a tough game last night. Warrensburg going to get the ball to start this second half. They get it into Nappy. And Nappy has it on the left side, way outside between the circles. They go with Baldwin. Baldwin going to dribble over, now back between the circles. And they go free throw line for Munsterman. Munsterman inside to Nappy, spins, blocked away, picked up and out of bounds. Pitzenbarger tried to save it off of Center and couldn't do it. And it goes back to Center down by 5 with 7:41 to go. And this has been where Spiller has been dominant, is in closeouts of games. See if he can take over here in the fourth quarter. Got it to Keon, over to Peeler. Peeler looking inside now, back out front. Over to Kieran. Kieran has got it. He's going to dribble in, has it at the free throw line, kick it over. Taylor, 3 ball, good. Taylor knocks it down, it's 40-38. Taylor's got a couple of triples, and it's a 2-point game with 7:10 to go here, fourth quarter. Buckle up, folks. I think you're going to be in for a good close of game here. Get it off for Nappy. He's got it on the left side wing. He's got Nimmo in the corner, and an offensive foul called. Who are they going to call that one? Oh, they call that on Munsterman, and that's his 5th.
Number 2, Zach Munsterman, that's his 5th.
Call a moving screen maybe on that one. And Munsterman is going to have to check out. He is out of the ball game with his 5th foul. It looks like they're going to bring in
Luke
Othick for him. So 6:58 to go, and Munsterman is out of this one, which we'll see how that comes down the stretch. He's been pretty good defensively for the Tigers here. 6:48 to go here in the fourth. 2-point game. They go under. Kieran to Keon, and it is tied at 40. And this has been a back and forth battle. We're tied at 40 apiece in this one. That is the 6th time we've been tied in the ball game. We've also had 6 lead changes. 40-40 your score, 6:20 to go here in the fourth. And get it in the corner for Nimmo, and then he goes ahead now. Taylor's going to try to flush one home. Didn't quite get up there, but puts it in for 2, 42-40, as Taylor has another one. And Warrensburg going to call a timeout, as it's a 7-0 run for Center to open this fourth. We'll be back after this.
When you plan a party, the last thing you want to do is worry about cooking and cleaning up that mess. Call the experts at Time for Seasoning Catering. Stephanie will help you plan and execute a brilliant menu for your celebration. Take the worry out of your event and let Stephanie wow your guests with a great menu that they'll be talking about for weeks. Whether a small get-together of friends or a big wedding, Stephanie will take care of you. Visit them online at timeforseasoning.com. That's THYME for seasoning.com to get her booked today.
I want to thank all of our great sponsors on MRVC tournament this week. We had sponsors from Oak Grove, Odessa, Pleasant Hill, Harrisonville, and Clinton all came on board, and it was a fun one this week. We've had a blast. We had 2 games on Monday. We had a game on Tuesday, 2 games last night, 2 games tonight. We've got a full week of basketball. Gary might want to go home and sleep for a couple of days, but he's got to get up early in the morning because he's doing something a little bit more important. That's Shop with a Cop. They do that in Harrisonville, and we were proud that we were able to give to Shop with a Cop this year, Gary. Over $750 that 4Ts was able to donate with Shop with a Cop.
And over 200 kids that are going to benefit from it.
Absolutely awesome. So 6 minutes to go here, fourth quarter of this one. For all those of you who don't know, Gary is a retired highway patrolman, so that is near and dear to his heart. Good put back by Tart. Or put in, I should say, by Tart. He's got 5 in the second half, and it's tied at 42. Wouldn't you know it, another tie. Taylor's got it out front. He's going to give and go to Keon Spiller, and Spiller puts it in for 2. It's 44-42 as Keon has 8. Nappy kicks it back out, spin it around for Nimmo. He's going to drive baseline on the left side. Again, there's the stop and the pivot foot slides. I'm going to say this is on the floor because we saw it probably 48 times, I feel like, in the first game.
I think it was 49.
Maybe 49. But we've seen it 3 or 4 in this game as well. I think that's something to do with the floor and maybe not being clean. I don't know what it is. It's crazy, but I've seen it several times, and it's a 44-42 lead for the Yellow Jackets with 5:05 to go here in the fourth. Kieran Spiller gets it top of the key for Smith. Smith going to get it off for Peeler now. Peeler going to dribble inside into the paint, try to get rid of it. Tried to feed that one inside, and Pitzenbarger on the turf knocks it away, and Nappy takes it back the other way with 4:50 to go, top of the key for Nimmo. Nimmo now off to Baldwin. Baldwin fires short on that one. Ball bounces around off the hands, off a forehead, and back to center with 4:35 to go. Underneath Kieran, try to get it to Keon, and it is picked up by Pitzenbarger, and we'll go back the other way with 4.5 to go here in the fourth quarter. Warrensburg trailing by 2. Nappy puts it in the paint, going to drop it off for Pitzenbarger. He's got to save it. He was on the end line, and it goes back to center. You know, Gary, we mentioned it earlier. We were talking about the end lines, and I do not like how they put those volleyball lines on this floor because those are so close to the sideline as well as the end lines, and you can get mistaken for where you are on the floor. If you're going to do that, you need to tape those down and not have them painted on the floor. They're going to go inside for Williams for 2, and it's 46-42. Center back to a 4-point lead as Williams has his first points of the ball game. Back up front between the circles. Nappy over for Baldwin. Baldwin guarded by Williams back up front for Nappy. He's guarded by Keon Spiller. 3:45 to go, fourth quarter, 46-42 the score. Nappy out front, guarded by Keon, gets it over for Baldwin. Baldwin guarded by Taylor between the circles here with 3:35 to go in the fourth. Baldwin in the corner now, Pitzenbarger cuts baseline, no, gonna go to the free throw line for a pair. And Shelby's been very hit and miss from the free throw line tonight, kind of Jekyll and Hyde-ish. Make a couple, miss one, make a couple, miss two. Just been back and forth in this one. 46-42 is the score. Pitzenbarger at the line. Rattles in, rattles out. And one more to go here. And this is where you're going to need these on. You're going to need these towards the end of the game, down by 4. Second free throw good by Pitzenbarger. And it's a 46-43 game. This is where Center spread it out on Harrisonville and was able to pull a 6-7 point lead and then wind the clock down. Taylor's got it between the circles, guarded by Nappy, get it off to Williams. Williams quick with the dribble, goes top of the key, now to Smith on his pass as they're running a little weave, trying to get rid of the ball quickly. And now they're going to spread it out with 3 minutes to go, and Keon Spiller has it way outside, guarded by Tart, and now kick it in the corner for Taylor. He thought about the three, now goes top of the key. Williams going to go quick to the dribble and put it up and in for two. 48-43.
I have no idea how he got that ball up.
He's so fast to the basket. It's so quick off that dribble, and he just put it up quickly and got a 5-point lead now for the Yellow Jackets. Baldwin's got it back the other way into the corner for Pitzenbarger. He's going to try to drive in on Keon. 3 ball from the corner for Baldwin, no good. Nimmo with the rebound and a put back to Nappy for 2. He's got 8 in the second half. It's 48-45 with 2:23 to go. We got a timeout, a full one on the floor. We'll take a full one as well. 48-45, 2:23 to go.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get coverage that meets your needs. Farmers Insurance agent Bradley Sainer can help you understand your options so you can be prepared for what the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. Learn more by calling Farmers Agent Bradley Sainer at 816-974-8105 to find out how he can help you protect the things that matters most to you. That's Bradley Sainer at 816-974-8105.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
How nice would it be to get a check from someone and not have to worry about getting to the bank to put it in your account? At Hawthorne Bank, you can do exactly that. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and voila, the check has been deposited into your account. Not to mention, you can always manage your accounts and payments right in the app as well. Hawthorne Bank prides itself on being at the forefront of technology to always make your banking a breeze. Hawthorne Bank, next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
All right, 2:23 to go, fourth quarter, 48-45. Center with the lead in the basketball. And they're to pass it in. Full court pressure going to be applied by Warrensburg here. As Center going to bring it up. Out front they go. Get it off on the wing for Taylor with 2:10 to go. Taylor's got it guarded by Nappy. Back between the circles he goes with this one. Now he has it back between the circles, up for Williams into the corner now, from Smith to Williams. Williams has got it now. He backs it back out. Set up the offense with 1:55 to go. Get it over on the wing for Taylor. Taylor guarded by Nappy, backs it back up again. Trying to do something with it out here. He's a little dribble drive, drop off for Spiller. Spiller's got it. Now he's going to dribble in all the way to the bucket for 2. Spiller just backs his way in. It's 50-45. The score. Center up by 5 with 1:27 to go.
This is an important possession right here for Clinton.
And this
for Warrensburg.
And this is where Harrisonville was in the same situation last night. Couldn't capitalize, down by 5. If Warrensburg can, they're going to be in a situation they can make it tight down the stretch. Nimmo 3-ball, no good. Rebound to Pitzenbarger. He goes up strong, good. And it's a 50-47 game with 1:05 to go as Pitzenbarger knocks it in 4-2. Tell you what, Center ends up winning this basketball, or Warrensburg somehow comes back to win this basketball game. You got to really look at Shelby Pitzenbarger as maybe the MVP of the whole tournament. Obviously, on the other side, I think we'd know who the MVP would be Spiller. But those two, and I mean, Pitzenbarger's been tough in all 3 games, gets a lot of those cut to the basket points and what I like to call garbage points, Gary, where he gets those loose balls and the putbacks. He's the dirty guy on the floor. You know, him and Kennedy Atkinson, very similar in the roles they play on their teams. They're going to do the dirty work. They're going to get the points, and they're kind of the unsung heroes of the teams.
Well, and this quarter, Center 15, Warrensburg 7. I mean, so Center's winning this quarter. They've got to close it out if they want to win this ball game.
So 50-47, 1:05 to go here, fourth quarter. Another tight contest. Center's had them back-to-back nights, and probably good for Warrensburg to get in a tight contest like this as well. They've only had that one contest with Bolivar last week that was a tough one as well, and they're going to call a foul right there on Othick. And down, we're going to go and shoot free throws. They're going to have to start fouling because they only had four fouls. So they still got one more to give here. Try to get the ball in here. And they're going to get it to Stevenson. Stevenson, we haven't not seen much of him. And it goes out of bounds off of Othick with 58.1 to go. Hasn't been a great night for those gentlemen on the sidelines. I will say that. They get it into Williams. Williams going to be double teamed. They get it to Spiller. And that'll be the 6th team foul with 54.7 to go. And it's a 6-3. Boy, wouldn't you like a shot clock right about now? Coach Langer's probably watching this going, this is why you get a shot clock. We've got a foul contest, a free throw shooting contest right now. They get it ahead. Keon in the backcourt for Taylor. Taylor across the timeline to Williams. Williams cuts it inside, backs it back out. Back to Taylor with 41 seconds to go. 50-47 the score with 38 seconds. And Othick the foul on Taylor. Taylor going to go to the free throw line. Taylor, a very good shooter. You would think he's probably a good free throw shooter as well. One of the guys I probably wouldn't want to put at the line. But that being said, Center overall a very good free throw shooting team.
He hasn't shot many free throws in this tournament, so I don't know what we're going to see.
But, I mean, overall, all of Center's guys have knocked down quite a few free throws in this tournament. All the guys making the minutes here. Taylor at the line for a 1-and-1. Front end is good. Has one more to go here. It's a big free throw right there. It's 51-47 with 37.7 seconds to go. Center calls the timeout. We got a full timeout. We'll take a timeout as well with 37.7 left. Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Heltz Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need one roll of sod, a scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, they have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call at 816-540-2020 and set up a quote for new sod installation. Heltz Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
When it comes to fast service and reasonable prices, Young's Auto Repair is the place. Whether it is a standard oil change, new brakes, or something major, William and Michelle with Young's Auto Repair will make sure you are back on the road quickly with a little change left in your pocket. Don't break the bank when it comes to your vehicle needs. Instead, come to the shop that keeps the cost in check and you rolling back down the highways. Young's Auto Repair, right across the street from Young's Tire and Wheel Center on South Commercial.
All right, 51-47 the score, 37.7 seconds to go here in this fourth quarter. Second free throw coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Taylor at the line. Free throw, good. Knocks them both down. Just calmly drains them both, and it's a 5-point game, 52-47 with 35 seconds to go. Warrensburg going to have to hurry down the floor. You'd like a 3 if you can get an open look at it and then make it a 2-point game, but if not, you'll take a quick, easy 3. Three ball on the way by Pitzenbarger. Good. And you'll take that. It's 52-50. That kid has got ice water in his veins, man. Steps up, does the little things, then drains. Then he drains it right there. Let's kind of reset things for you. So it's 52-50 with 22.7 seconds to go. Fourth quarter of this one. 17 fouls for Warrensburg. So that means that Center's going to be shooting free throws. On the other side, Center with only 3 fouls in this second half. So they have it that way. There was one timeout for Warrensburg. And
that was Warrensburg's last timeout, so they're done with timeouts. That's what I was going to tell you.
And then I believe 2 left for Center, right? Or do they have 3? Okay, so 3 left for Center, none for Warrensburg. I got no idea. What's your possession arrow say? Because I don't
possession arrow is with Center, so I mean they've got the advantage in that as well.
So, and that's what you got to tell. I think coaches sometimes forget to tell their kids, if you get in a tie-up situation, let them tie you up, especially when you have the possession arrow.
Well, and it's always a potential that you may get a foul and them trying to tie you up. I mean,
absolutely. So don't be afraid to let them try to tie you up because you get the ball and then you're going to get to inbound it again.
Yeah, with 22 seconds left, you're not going to more than likely, you're not going to have 2 opportunities for a tie-up. So
52-50, 22.7. Williams to pass it in for Center. They get it in to Spiller, and Spiller's got it in the backcourt. He's going to dribble out of trouble.
He
traveled with it. And Warrensburg's got a chance to tie it up, down by 2 with 17.9. Buckle up, Buttercup, because we're going to have a good finish here. 17.9 seconds to go, 52-50 the score. So Peeler checks in, obviously probably for defensive purposes here. And a 52-50 score. Warrensburg to pass it on the near side. It'll be Pitzenbarger to pass it in. He's going to get it into Baldwin with 17 seconds to go. 52-50 the score. See how long Warrensburg waits. They go baseline for Nappy inside to Tart. Tart goes up strong for 2. It's tied at 52. And Center going to call a timeout with 6.4 seconds to go. And 6.4 seconds to go. Center timeout. They're going to get a shot at one last time. Warrensburg, a 3 by Pitzenbarger, a bucket inside. And that goes to show you, I almost wouldn't have had Stevenson in the game in that situation. It's a 2-point game. He's got 4 fouls. He doesn't want to foul out, so he goes straight up. Tart just backs him in, puts him up there. So you might want to flip-flop on that. Now, though, Center has a shot to win it with 6.4 seconds to go. Warrensburg, do they still press here? Because if you press and then the home run ball's open, you could be in trouble. So kind of a chess match going on right now, Gary.
Probably a light press. You want to press them trying to get it in, get the ball in, but you don't want to overpress to make your backside weak. So you want to make sure that you've got something backside help, because they've only got 6 seconds to get it down across the timeline and get a shot off. So a little bit of, I wouldn't press terribly, because you do have that opportunity of a quick home run ball.
I don't press, but I put pressure on the inbound to make them touch the ball so the clock starts rolling. You don't want them to roll it to half court in a situation like that.
They're going to do full press.
So they are going to press it here. Peeler to pass it in for Center. Looking for that home run, though. They get it in to Spiller. Spiller's going to have to push it up with 5. Across the timeline he goes. Loses the handle. Floater. No good. We go to the overtime. Tied at 52 all. We'll be right back after this. It's hard to find someone reliable to work on your small engines. Not anymore. Nathan and the crew at Land and Sand are your stop, from lawnmowers, personal watercraft, all the way to Can-Ams and razors. From tune-ups to race builds, they will make sure your toy is ready to play with the big boys. Call them at 816-738-1455 and set up an appointment today. All right. 4 quarters, not enough to settle this one. We go to overtime. We're tied at 52 apiece. There There's been 9 ties in this basketball game, including the end of regulation. We had 6 lead changes. And you know what? Center was down 5 to start the fourth quarter. They went on a run and were up 5 in that fourth quarter. They went on a 13-3 run to take a 5-point lead. Warrensburg chops away at it. It was 50-45. Then it was 52-47 and a 5-0 run to end it for Warrensburg, tied it up at 52 apiece. So 4 quarters not enough. We go to overtime, and it's tied at 52 apiece. Hey, you want to know something funny that they did in Kansas when we called the game in Kansas? They didn't do jump balls.
Well, they do.
No, they just passed it in to start the ball game because, I mean, they're not going to touch each other during the game, so we might as well have no jump ball because that makes no sense. Not real sure what they were saying there, but it'll be a jump ball to start overtime. Nappy and Smith controls it for the tip, and it gets to Peeler. Now Spiller with it out on the wing, loses the handle. Good hands by Warrensburg. Now Spiller going to go glass and good for the bucket, and it's quickly 54-52 in overtime. Spiller knocks that one down. He's got 13 for the ball game. 15, okay, I missed one there. So Baldwin gets it off for Pitzenbarger. He goes up strong. He puts it in for 2, and we're tied at 54. Back the other way it goes. And Pitzenbarger's having a great contest as well. Peeler's got it on the wing, left side, back between the circles with 3:10 to go fourth quarter. Over on the wing now for Taylor. Taylor going to dribble out of trouble, goes top of the key for Smith, over to Peeler. Peeler's got it with 3 minutes to go, goes free throw line, looking for some help, gets it to Taylor, back over for Williams. Smith going to dribble, back it back out. Center running a half-court set here, trying to get a good look. They kick it off for Spiller. Spiller's kind of been their go-to guy in fourth quarter and overtime. Little popper in the paint, no good. They're going to call the foul on Nimmo, I believe. No, they call that on Pitzenbarger. So Spiller goes to the line. So Spiller with 15, chance to add to it here. 2:41 to go here in overtime. Free throw good. Spiller knocks it down, and it's a 55-54 lead. One more to go for Spiller here. Smith checks out. Stevenson checks in for him. Trade offense for defense here. Second one rattles home. Spiller's got 4 in overtime, and it's 56-54. Back they go this way. Nimmo's got it back to Baldwin. Baldwin between the circles over the right side wing. Pitzenbarger skips it in the corner. Ball deflected, picked up by Warrensburg. Ahead for Warrensburg, and they throw it away as that was intended for Peeler with 2:20 to go in overtime. So Center had a chance right there. Could have gone 2 possession ahead. Instead, they throw it away, and Warrensburg going to get it back, chance to tie or take the lead here in this one. 2:17 to go here in overtime number 1. Pitzenbarger's got it. He's going to skip it over to Nimmo. Inside, they're going to go for Tart. Tart back to Nimmo. Back out front, they go for Baldwin. Baldwin's got it now to Nimmo. Nimmo in the corner, back to Baldwin. Baldwin with it on, leaning towards that left side. Now going to go left side wing for Nimmo, into the corner for Nappy. Nappy drops to Tart. Good glass and good. And Tart is having a good second half, and it's 56-56, and we're tied once again. Tart I got him with 7 in the second half and overtime, 9 overall. Now Peeler tried to back his way in, backs it up now for Stevenson with 1:35 to go, and all tied up at 56 apiece. So 56 all, 1:27 to go here in the fourth quarter. Stevenson and Tart out here. Stevenson and Tart playing out front here with 1:10 to go. They get it off for Keon, back to Stevenson. Stevenson looks to try to dribble on Tart, now backs it over on the other side. A little dribble off and to Taylor. So 1 minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Spiller going to drop it down low, deflected off of Nappy, and it's going to stay with Center with 55 seconds to go in a tie ball game. 56 seconds to go in overtime. They get it into Spiller. He puts it up, no good. Rebound by Peeler, no good. Stevenson put back, no good. Keon Spiller, no good. He'll go to the line. So about 5 opportunities there. Warrensburg couldn't grab a board. And Keon Spiller goes to the line 4-2 here. So 2-shot opportunity here for Keon Spiller. He's got 8 in the ball game. First one is up and good. Make it 9. That one, not much arch. That was kind of a skim the top of the rim and throw it through type of free throw there. I bet this one's a little bit smoother. It is rattled home, and it's a 58-56 game with 45 seconds to go. 58-56, 40 seconds to go here in overtime. Pitzenbarger's got it into Nappy, back out to Baldwin, skip it, 3 ball on the way, no good by Nimmo, and it's a rebound and a reach-in foul on Pitzenbarger. That'll be the 10th team foul and 2 shots coming up for Spiller. Going to come down and shoot free throws. Key run Spiller this time. And I couldn't tell. I need to listen to so the KJ, they're calling KJ. So KJ Spiller, I've been calling him Keyron. He's probably listened back to these games going, why does this guy keep calling me Keyron? It's KJ. So KJ knocks down the first one, make it 59-56. This makes it a 2-possession game if he can knock it down with only 28.8. And he knocks them both down. And we got a timeout on the floor. Your score 60-56 with 28.8 seconds to go in overtime.
A strong lineup is always important no matter the sport. The same should go for your insurance company as well. At Stafford & Stafford Insurance, your auto, commercial, life, health, farm, and crop insurance is all under one roof. With a lineup like that, they are sure to have your team covered. Call the team that will line up with the best of them. Stafford & Stafford Insurance in Harrisonville, located on Commercial Street across from Holland's Auto Sale.
All right, welcome back. 28.8 to go in the first overtime period.
Don't say that. Just say the overtime period.
Well, I've got a superstition as a broadcaster. When you got a close game in fourth quarter, I always say it's 4 minutes left in regulation or in the fourth quarter, because if you don't, then something ends up happening. So I'm going to say in the first overtime period, because if I say in overtime, sure enough, we'll go to a second, a third, and maybe a fourth. So 60-56 the score with 28.8 to go. Warrensburg to pass it in here. They're going to drop it into Baldwin, and Baldwin going to bring it up. Going to get pressured on the ball to get it across the timeline, and does with 22. And Baldwin going to go all the way to the glass. No good. Rebound inside, fought for. Nappy picks it up, puts it in, no good. Rebound inside. Tart goes up strong. He is fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. But, I mean, the biggest problem there is
time.
16 seconds ran off of the clock. And they're going to call that one on the floor, which is even worse. Now Warrensburg's going to have to get a quick shot and then obviously foul, regardless of what. You just want to try to get a good look at a 2 here. You don't really want to go 3. They're going to have to hurry. They're going to skip it all the way over. Baldwin 3-ball, no. Rebound tipped around, picked up. Ball on the floor, Baldwin out of bounds. And it goes to center with 2.1 to go. 60-56 the score, just 2 seconds away from a conference tournament championship for the Yellow Jackets. And that'll do it. Your score, the final in overtime, 60-56. We'll take a timeout. We'll wrap up our coverage of the MRVC West Conference Tournament after this. Your final score, 60-56.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services has been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat. With this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. And as always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
No matter the time of day, we could all use a Route 44 from Sonic. Good news, if you order in the Sonic app, you get happy hour all day. That means drinks are half price anytime on the Sonic app. Don't worry, it's still traditional happy hour from 2 to 4 every day at the Sonic of Harrisonville. So if you need to refuel with a drink, or maybe you need a snack, come see the gang at Sonic and fuel up.
A community always needs a group to help promote the small businesses in its town. Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce does this for Harrisonville. Chamber Golf Tournament, Log Cabin Festival, and monthly meetings. The Chamber events are plentiful and a great way for your business to be seen. Go to harrisonvillechamber.com or watch the weekly Chamber chat for more Chamber happenings.
Something that good teams
A community always needs a group to help promote the small businesses in its town.
Something that good teams always possess is the fact they got each other's back. Schroeder Chiropractor in Harrisonville has your back. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, you will feel right at home. And they have a warm, family-friendly waiting area. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in the Bright Futures and Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
When you're searching for insurance, it's good to be able to call an agent in your town that can protect you. So if you're looking for auto, life, renters, boat, ATV, or any other weekend toy to be covered, call CPSK Insurance, an auto owner's affiliate. Call and talk to one of the local agents, Summer, Randy, Amanda, or Chandra, located right off I-49 and 291 in Harrisonville at the Millwalk Mall. They can give you a quote and get you covered quickly and easily. If your business needs covered, they can help you out there as well. Call them today at 816-380-3800 or visit them online at cpskinsurance.com. Let the local agents go to work for you. All right, welcome back. Your final score of the final game of the MRVC West Conference Tournament. 60-56, your final score. The Warrensburg Tigers fall to the Center Yellow Jackets. And it was a great contest. And, I mean, back and forth battle. We talked about it. There was 11 ties overall in the game, 6 lead changes, and the final score, 60-56. Warrensburg falls over Center, and you can't ask for a better championship game.
No, and all I can say is, I mean, we'll go over totals in a minute, but what I can say is fourth quarter. Center 17, Warrensburg 12 in the fourth quarter, came back and made it what it was, and obviously Warrensburg had to score 5 points in the last 2 shots that they made to even tie that up of the 12 points that they made in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you look at it, it was a 12-2 run there for Center to get a 5-point lead after trailing by 5. And then Warrensburg played catch-up. They got it tied. Center could not finish with that last shot of the ball game, and that was it. Or last shot of regulation, sorry. And then we go to overtime, and they outscore them 8-4 in overtime. Just a great basketball game. We're going to get to the totals. Something, I'll tell you what I'm excited as heck for, Gary. The top of the conference race is going to be fun. And I'm sure there's probably some folks from Odessa or Oak Grove or Clinton or wherever that might be listening on, listen here, buddy. We're going to try to figure in on this one as well. And we want that. We want everybody to be up there. Right now, as it stands, Warrensburg, Harrisonville, and Center place themselves at the top of the conference with their performances in this MRVC West tournament.
Absolutely.
And the rest of those guys are going to be chasing them, and I'm looking forward to those three battling it out at the top. It's going to be fun to watch.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the championship game tonight and the game last night between Harrisonville and Center were what you like basketball to play. I mean, truly, you like to see those games. I mean, I'm sitting up here, my palms are sweating just because it was a good game, and I didn't have a dog in this fight. So it was fun to watch. It was great basketball, and this week ended up when we first started talking about 2, 4, 6, 10 ball games in 5 days, actually in 4 days, getting a break on Wednesday. I was kind of but we're done with it, and we didn't have quite as many games, but it was an enjoyable week. Excuse me. So, do you want me to go into totals?
Go for it.
Totals for Center and the champions of the tournament. Leading score was 19 points for Kieran Spiller. And of those 19, 6 of the 8 points scored in overtime were by him. So he was the dominant in the overtime. He had 19. London Taylor had 10. And then and then his brother Keon Spiller had 12. Remaining scoring was 3 points Peeler, 2 points Smith, 8 points Stevenson, 2 points with Vic, and 4 points for Williams for the total of 60 points for Center. For Warrensburg, leading scorer was Pitzenberger, and he had some great plays and some great shots in the second half. He had 20. Eli Nappy as well had 10, and then Marcus Tart had 11. Marcus played a good game. He really did. Rounding out the scoring for Warrensburg, Brooks Baldwin had 8. Jackson Nemo had 6. Zach Munsterman had 1 for their total of 56 points. Fun game. The turnovers, I'm sure I missed a few here and there, but it was Warrensburg had 12 turnovers to Center's 15. And some of those came at the most opportune time for Warrensburg to a certain extent. So that's the scoring for the championship game. Fun game.
It was a fun game, and there's a lot. Like, if you look, first of all, let's look at the positives for the Warrensburg side. If you're on the Warrensburg side, you're going to look at this and you're going to say, man, we got beat tonight. But if I'm Coach Nimmo, I think the first thing I'm going to say is we showed we can win without Cooper Berry, and that made them an overall better team without Cooper Berry in there. We always talk about that when injuries and stuff happen in football, basketball. You got to get those younger kids involved, and in the long run, it helps you out down the road of the season, and that's just going to help them out. And if, let's say, Cooper Berry gets in foul trouble, they know that they got Marcus Tart right behind him, and he's going to be able to go in there and do his job and do well. And you look at the Center side, they were challenged in the last 2 games. I know that some of their parents were talking to some of the Harrisonville parents, and they were glad they got a challenge last night because they hadn't been challenged yet. And then they got challenged again tonight. They found out they can win those close games. That means they're going to be even tougher next time they play because they're going to bring their A game. I'm not saying that they overlooked Harrisonville or even Warrensburg, but coming into those games now, they know what to expect from Warrensburg and from Harrisonville, so they're going to be ready. But also, it goes the other way where Harrisonville, they're going to look and they're going to say, we're going to be ready. We know what to expect. They're not going to be scared. So the 3 at the top, it's going to be fun to watch, and I'm going to look forward to who else can step up in the conference and try to put their name in the top of this race, because right now it's a 3-team race, and the others are all going to step in there and try to put their names in it. We talked about it. Clinton, you got to look at Clinton because they've got Mantonia, and he can score 20-plus real quick. You got Boston Sanders and Odessa. I think either one of those can kind of come together, and we don't know who's at full strength and who's not at times. I know Odessa was missing some kids this week. Oak Grove was missing some kids this week. Pleasant Hill. Harrisonville obviously didn't get to play tonight. So it's going to be a fun conference race. I'm glad they're doing this conference tournament because I think it's a good kickoff to the season, really.
Well, and there's no question, Warrensburg, Harrisonville, and Center made each other team better coming out of this tournament. They're all going to be better for it. Too bad Harrisonville couldn't play tonight, but obviously Warrensburg, Center make Warrensburg and Harrisonville better, and we made Center better. So I think that's what you want. You want to get better as the season goes, and then see what happens towards the end of the season.
And here's something fun for the MRVC West as well. Center going to be a Class 4 school. We're going to be cheering them on when they get to district time because they're going to be a class below Harrisonville, as Harrisonville's a Class 5 school this year. And so Harrisonville is going to have two teams in class, so the MRVC is going to have two teams in Class 5 and a team in Class 4 that could make some noise. So it's going to be fun to watch. We got a lot of basketball season left, so keep saying those prayers and make sure we get this full season in because you never know with COVID or what could happen with some other things, and we want to get a full season in. I want to thank everybody that's joined us all week long. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. Hope we brought a little bit to you guys when you guys couldn't be here, and we've enjoyed it. I know we had almost 1,000 folks watch last night, viewership on the Harrisonville Center game. I would imagine we will have a solid number coming out tomorrow for this game as well tonight. We've had fun all week long. So for everybody to help us get on the air, for Brent Maxwell, the athletic director in Harrisonville, for getting us set up, for Jason Abner, the athletic director in Clinton, as well as for Jerry, who's always behind the scenes for us, and for Gary Davidson, I'm Chad Grammer saying good night from Clinton. We'll see you after the first of the year for some high school basketball.